On Saturday night, I'll be listening to Usyk versus Joshua exclusively live on TalkSport while I'm enjoying my Saturday night Chinese. Special fried rice, bosh. Special chow mein, bosh. Sweet and sour chicken balls, bosh. Sweet and sour chicken Hong Kong style, bosh. Salt and chili king prawn, bosh. Salt and chili chicken, bosh. Barbecue spare ribs, bosh. Roast pork Chinese style, bosh. Crispy aromatic duck, bosh. Chips, bosh. Prawn crackers, bosh. Curry sauce, bosh.
I don't need to save money. I want to put on good fights. So that was a good fight for DAZN. So I'm disappointed. But what is the point in signing up for drug testing if when you fail, everyone just goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just let him fight." You know?
Yeah.
So the argument of, well, it's all right with UKAD is totally irrelevant. You've signed drug testing with VADA, the best testing agency, in my opinion, in the sport.
Okay, can you hear me loudly and clearly? Press 1 if the sound check is passing. I'm not supposed to be live. You had to make me sit down and watch that absolute shit show of a fight. I'm supposed to be playing Pro Evolution Soccer. Instead, I'm covering... I've given up on boxing. Why you keep talking to me about boxing for? I've done given up on the sport of boxing now. I've done given up on the sport of boxing. All I do is talk to a few people in the sport here and there. Talk to a few trainers here and there. Talk to a few fighters. Other than that, I give up on the sport of boxing. Absolute load of horse fucking manure from top to bottom. You're not going to like what I have to say today. Do you know that? So I just want everybody to know, because people have been asking me, "Oh, Ultra, you going to come online?" Oh, I didn't want to come online. "Oh, Ultra, you doing a live?" I didn't want to do a live. But then you forced me. Now you're not going to like what I have to say. Lawrence Okolie is an absolute fucking disgrace. Yeah? Let's get that straight. Lawrence Okolie is a fucking disgrace. But fuck me. Marcus McDonald and Chris Billiam Smith. I don't think they get off the hook either. Press 7 if you would agree with me on that. That Lawrence Okolie tonight was a disgrace, but Marcus McDonald, who completely lost control of the fight, and Chris Billiam Smith have a lot to answer for. I'm not being funny, right? And I know Chris Billiam Smith's won a world title tonight. How the fuck has he won a world title? Is that how you win a world title? By fucking complaining to the ref endlessly in a fight? I'm just being honest. Like, you asked me to come on live, so I'm going to tell you. We're going to lay into Okolie. Nobody has laid into Okolie more than me. You know that. Nobody on YouTube, yeah, has laid into Lawrence Okolie's technical ability more than me. But is this what we're handing out world titles for? Is this what we're handing out world titles for? The man spent more time. The man spent more time complaining to the ref. Literally, like, the whole fight was him laying against the ropes, looking at the ref going, "Oh, what can I do, ref? Ref, what can I do? Ref, what can I do?" Chris Billiam Smith needs to become a fucking counselor and give up the boxing gig. Spent more time. He was like my therapist. Spent more time sitting on a fucking, laying back on a fucking couch, chatting, nodding away, and trying to egg people on than actually fucking fighting. He landed a very, very good left hook, yeah, on Lawrence Okolie in the 3rd round, which was a clean left hook, which we'll talk about. Yeah, see, and you're right, Mark Zola. We've been talking about, well, I've got all the technical details in this book right here. Look. I've got all the technical details in this book right here. Listen. There you go. You hear that book? I've got the details. We'll talk about Okolie's balance. Yeah? Who's got worse balance? Lawrence Okolie or Savannah Marshall? That's a discussion. But let me just say, and I'm going to get thumbs down for saying this, but I have to be honest. Chris Billiam Smith tonight, yeah? Right? What do you think, yes or no? Did he win a world title by default? Because even George Groves on the Pro Sky commentary turned around and said, yeah, that Okolie landed the better shots throughout the fight. I'm just being honest. Tell me what you think. Am I far from thinking that? George Groves, former world champion, said Lawrence Okolie landed the better shots tonight. Now, I'm not disagreeing with the decision because he was deducted points, and in some cases, rightfully so. But I'm saying, is this how you become a world champion? By fucking complaining to the ref? I mean, I've never seen a sympathy. That was a fucking sympathy world title. I expect most of you to disagree, and I'm fine with that. But press 7 if you agree, and press 8 if you disagree. That was a fucking sympathy world title if ever I saw it. What are we doing now? Handing out sympathy titles for no fucking reason. Sympathy title. The man won by default. Complaining to the ref. Laying on a fucking ref. Ref, look what he's doing. Ref. You're telling me if that fight wasn't in Bournemouth, he'd be a world champion. And do you know the reason I'm saying that now? I want to say this now because when he gets absolutely sparked in his next fight, yeah, when he fights a top contender, yeah, please come back to this. I'm just saying that. Please come back to this. Please, because British boxing will overlook, what he did tonight. And they go, oh, yeah. But trust me when I say this, that guy is not world champion material, if ever I've seen it. Chris Billiam, he's a nice guy, lovely guy, would smash me to pieces. But if you think he is world champion material, he got a world title tonight by default. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm not no fan of Lawrence the Hugger Okolie, the mummy. Because you don't know we've gone into Lawrence Okolie, the mummy, before. People blowing smoke up Sugar Hill Steward's asshole. What happened to that fucking Kronk style tonight? I thought Kronk style was all about balance. What happened to the Kronk style gym? What happened to the Kronk style training tonight? I thought Kronk was all about balance. I thought Kronk was all about balance, yeah? I thought you're supposed to... Isn't that how they help fix Tyson Fury? Isn't part of that how they turned Tyson Fury into a puncher? By telling him part of it was Tyson Fury was always fleet-footed and on the balls of his feet, and they started getting him to sit down on his punches more and be more balanced when he's throwing his shots, which led to better transfer of power. Isn't that how they turned Tyson Fury into a puncher? Because Lawrence Okolie had absolutely no balance. And let me say this, we have always said about Lawrence Okolie, press 1 if you agree with me on this and press 2 if you disagree. Hasn't this always been the channel that says, Lawrence Okolie, as soon as somebody negates his hugging, he won't know how to survive? And you see Lawrence Okolie in that third round, when he got hurt with a legitimate left hook, which was a very, very good left hook by Chris Billiam, because Lawrence Okolie threw the right hand and fell over himself. The man's 6'5", 6'6". He has all the height and reach advantages that there are so many technically skilled boxers out there who would dream of a physical height and reach advantage like what Lawrence Okolie endured tonight. And he fell in on every single fucking shot he threw tonight. He fell in on... What is the point? You might as well chop Okolie's arms off and send him in with no arms and no legs. Don't even use them. What's the point? What's the point in being 6'5" and having that height? And the whole point of Lawrence Okolie is like supposed to be British boxing's answer to Kevin Durant without the talent. Do you know what I mean? He like Kevin Durant without the talent. He's like this physical gift. He's like the tarantula. That's what Okolie's supposed to be, like the tarantula in the ring. He's got long arms. He got fuck all ability. Lawrence Okolie has fuck all boxing ability, but he's got long arms, and he's a hard puncher. And he didn't know how to fucking keep distance because he kept falling in off every single shot. Every single shot he fed in tonight. So his reach advantage was completely fucking negated for most of the fight because he didn't know how to keep reach. And then we've already spoken about Okolie's feet, which are some of the worst feet you'll see in boxing. I can't work out who got worse feet, him or Savannah Marshall. I can't work out who got worse feet, him or Savannah Marshall. Both of them got that little Bambi movement going on. They both cross their legs when they move left to right, and they both look awkward. Okolie spent so much time in the ring falling over and tripping himself over his own feet because his feet are so fucking straight. He's in this super wide stance. Okolie's feet done covering half the canvas. The man's feet are so wide, so he can't move laterally because his feet are spread out. Lawrence Okolie is spread out. You know, what was the film? Was it Kickboxer? When Jean-Claude Van Damme did the splits. That famous meme. Am I right or am I wrong? Or was it Double Impact? It's Double Impact. Do you remember that famous film where Van Damme done the splits? What was it called? Double Impact. Lawrence Okolie's legs are so spread out. It looks like that man's going to do splits in there. That's what I call Lawrence Okolie, Double Impact Okolie. That's what I now call Lawrence Okolie. I call him Double Impact. Okolie turning up in the ring, with legs like this in the middle of a boxing ring. The man's legs are spread out halfway across the fucking canvas. And he wonders why he can't move laterally, mate. He wonders why he can't move laterally. Feet spread out nice and wide and feet straight. The man can't even maintain a heel-toe stance. The man's feet are straight, wide and straight. So he can't move laterally. He can't move laterally. Lawrence Okolie, a.k.a. Double Impact. And by the way, when you hear that on another channel, remember where that came from, as you'll be hearing that next week. You're hearing them other rubbish channels banging on about, I've got this many. Yeah, but you ain't got 160 in the chat right now. You ain't got 160 in the chat right now. We've only been live for 10 minutes. You ain't got 160 in the chat inside 10 minutes with all your subscriber counts. Stop nicking my jokes. Getting back to Lawrence Okolie. The man falling over his shots. That's disgrace. Sugar Ray. What do you need Sugar Ray for? Let me Sugar Hill for. What's the point in giving him 10%? Do you agree with me or not? What's all this hiring Sugar Hill for and giving him 10% at your purse? Lawrence Okolie needs to go down to the white collar gym, ABC. Come down to my gym, Lawrence Okolie, and come and speak to me. I'll take 10% of that 10% that you gave to Sugar Hill, and I'll show you how to walk around in a proper heel toe stance. Nut job. Yeah, exactly, ABB. We know who they are. 70k subs, 40 in the live. Quit with your sub numbers, man. Quit with your sub numbers and stop nicking my jokes. Lawrence Okolie on the inside. Jesus fucking Christ. The man has no inside game whatsoever. We've said this before about Okolie, innit? The reason why he hugs so much, is because he has no inside game. So when he throws his shots and he falls into the center, he has no idea of how to work on the inside. He drops his hands on the inside. He was getting caught with left hooks up close on the inside. We saw that tonight, didn't you? When they were clinching on the inside, you see he was getting hurt with short left hooks on the inside. Doesn't know how to place his head on the inside, does he? When he gets to the inside, what does he do other than hug, hug, hug? Doesn't seem to be ever cleverness in any terms of cleverness in terms of where he places his head, where he places his hands. He's not even cute on the inside. Then he keeps falling into there. So maintain your distance, Lawrence Okolie. Maintain your distance. Too much work rate early on in the fight, got off to a ferocious start. Again, that's because he doesn't know how to control distance in a fight, Okolie. Doesn't know how to control distance. So when Billiam Smith was walking him down, he started panicking. He tried to punch Billiam Smith off him early in the fight. That's why Okolie was just unloading apps. He didn't pace himself. Would you agree with that point? Press 1 if you'd agree with me on that. Press 2 if you disagree. What do you think about Okolie's pacing in the fight? He didn't settle into the fight at all because he was all guns blazing. He knew Billiam Smith was going to walk him down. He knew Billiam Smith was going to come onto him. And he didn't trust that he had the ability to be cute and to hold the distance by feinting. Making Billiam Smith hold. I did see no feints from Okolie. Feint. Make him hold his feet. Make him. Billiam Smith's a guy who just walked in all night long. Billiam Smith squared up, walked in. I don't say this in a disrespectful way, right? And I promise you, I don't say this in a disrespectful way. But Billiam Smith boxes like a glorified Toby Players, who's a friend of mine and an amateur boxer who would knock me spark out. But this man is a world champion. This man is a world champion somehow. He boxes just like a glorified Toby Players. The stuff that Toby Players sends me videos of that I tell you, hey, don't do that shit, man. Stop exposing your center line like that. Stop fucking squaring up like that. Stop bringing your elbows up to your head and exposing the whole center line. I was looking for Lawrence Okolie tonight. Throw that jab to the body, then set up the right hand to the top instead of headhunting all the time. Billiam Smith just walking in squared up with his elbows up to his fucking temples. His hands were so high. That center line, nice and open. I was thinking, Okolie, jab to the body, throw the right hand over it. Yeah, he is tough, Dench. That's what he is. Billiam Smith, he'll kill me. But that's what Billiam Smith is. Billiam Smith is tough. That's it. Billiam Smith is tough. He's tough and he's durable. But I'm just here to tell you today, tough and durable ain't enough, when you're going to be operating at top level. That's all I'm going to say to you. Remember I said that because there's going to be an accident there waiting to happen if you don't get matched correctly. But then we get on to the referee, right? Marcus McDonald. This dude's an absolute clown because those last 2 knockdowns to me, did they look like knockdowns to you, yes or no? Did those knockdowns look to you like knockdowns? I'm just being real, I'm being real. I'm not saying Okolie, I'm not saying Okolie's performance was very good, but we have to call it how we see it. Those 2 knockdowns, were they knockdowns? Because they replayed them on slow motion, and the Sky commentary had to be real and say, those don't look like knockdowns to me. You can't see, you couldn't even see. The guys who had the benefit of a video replay close-ups and fucking slow down footage couldn't determine if they were knockdowns or not. Marcus McDonald's just giving them. And the reason why Marcus McDonald was giving them is because he was trying to punish Okolie for holding. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? That's what he was doing. He was giving Lawrence Okolie knockdowns and taking points off him for knockdowns to try and punish him for holding excessively, which is not how you fucking referee, in my opinion. He totally lost control of this fight. Either fucking disqualify him, right? Disqualify him. If you're going to take points off him, right? Disqualify him or don't disqualify him. But don't start giving fucking dodgy knockdowns. Because, you know what I mean? Marcus McDonald should never referee a world level fight again. I don't give a fuck. The guy's an absolute disgrace. What happened tonight was the following of Marcus McDonald. He didn't want to disqualify Okolie, right, for holding points. He didn't want to disqualify Okolie on points, right? So what he wanted to do instead was take points off him for them knockdowns, just disqualify him. If you're going to be the man and start warning him, then follow through. How many times did he say to him, final warning, and then let him carry on doing it? Did you guys not notice that? He said to him like round fucking 7, final warning. Okolie was still holding after that. What are you going to do? Are you going to disqualify him for holding, or are you going to let the fight carry on? If you're going to let the fight carry on, let the fight carry on and tell Billiam Smith, act up and fight through it. Billiam Smith all night, apparently they're giving out WBO titles for laying on the fucking ropes and going, ref, look, ref. This is what they're handing out WBO titles for these days. Ref, look, ref, I can't do nothing. Ref, look, ref. That's what they're giving WBO world titles out for these days. Fucking pity world titles. Absolute pity world titles, mate. Just disqualify the dude and be done with it, man. Rather than make me have to watch that shit. Handing out world titles for pity. Feel like I'm watching a fucking... I've had enough today. I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch this British boxing. British boxing is a disgrace. Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence was just announced. Which the idiots on YouTube where are them idiots on YouTube who kept telling you that Errol Spence was scared of Terence Crawford? By the way, where are them idiots at now? Terence is ducking Errol Spence. Them two were talking on the phone for weeks and months trying to make this fight happen. I always said the fight would get made. Fight got made. Where you at with that? And then British boxing serving this shit up. Marcus McDonald shouldn't referee any more top fights. Look how inconsistent the refereeing is of Okolie fights. Let's just be honest with you, right? Why is it? Let me ask you a question. Do you not find it funny how Lawrence Okolie's been holding in all of his previous 30 fights? Do you not find that funny? Lawrence Okolie's been holding excessively in all of his previous 30 fights. And the one time they get in front of a packed, sold-out crowd, yeah, in Bournemouth, right, where Lawrence Okolie's the away fighter, all of a sudden, the referee starts cracking. Where were the referees cracking down on this stuff in all of his previous fights? Where were the referees cracking down on this when he fought Matty Askin for a British title? Why is it all of a sudden they rock up into Chris Billiam Smith's hometown and all of a sudden, yeah, when they've got a fucking angry crowd of 15,000 up their ass, all of a sudden now their attitude towards Okolie and refereeing starts changing? There's no consistency. There's absolutely no consistency. If you're going to disqualify him tonight or take all these points off him tonight, where were you? I know he's had a point taken off him before maybe, but where was this refereeing before? Because all of a sudden, the way you've refereed this Okolie fight tonight is completely different to the way you've refereed his previous 30 fights. And the only reason you referee his fights like that is because he's in the middle of fucking Bournemouth and you don't want a lynch mob coming after you. Which is why you didn't disqualify him, did you? Because you wanted there to be a satisfactory ending for which Chris Billiam Smith won the fight. You didn't want him to win the fight by disqualification, innit? Final warning. How many final warnings are there going to be, Marcus McDonald? How many final warnings are there going to be, Marcus McDonald? Oh, okay. He had 3 taken off him against Askin. Okay, fair enough. He did. That was the fight. But for the most part, I don't know. It seemed tonight that the refs just finally had enough of Okolie. That's my opinion. Like I said before, the knockdowns, the first knockdown was a legitimate knockdown. Lawrence Okolie went for a big right hand, fell in, threw himself totally off balance and walked himself into a left hook and got hurt and got dropped. All the credit in the world to Chris Billiam Smith. Could have finished Lawrence Okolie there and then, but, you know, it was what it was. Okolie was hurt. I'm very surprised Okolie got out of that round. You can see there, the hugging was embarrassing. The hugging was excessive. Hugging for his life. No inside game. He did a couple of nice weaved under a few shots nicely, but I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Does anybody want to call in and give an opinion on it? Let me know. Does anybody want to call in? I just don't care anymore. Why are you making me watching this shit? I just thought and I'll be honest with you, like, I can't come here and say, I know Lawrence Okolie is a disgrace. Not just to the rap industry, right, but to the boxing game and to McDonald's. I know this. I've been telling you this for the last fucking 2 years. Okay? And shout out to Eddie Hearn, who right now must be pissing his pants. Well, yeah. How much did Ben Shalom pay to get Lawrence Okolie out of that contract? Fucking hell. I wouldn't want to be Ben Shalom's bank account right now, would you? I wouldn't want to be Ben Shalom's bank account right now. Would you? Fucking hell, mate. I think someone's going to be going down the Albemarle and Bond imminently Ben Shalom's going to be at fucking Albemarle and Bond taking out a payday loan to pay Lawrence Okolie. Because fuck me, he's got himself a dud right there. Because can you see 20,000, 15,000 coming to the O2 Arena to see Lawrence Okolie fight for anything after that? Who's going to want to come out and see Lawrence Okolie after that? No disrespect. Yeah, Shevin, Django. Lawrence Okolie calling himself Django. Well, he definitely ain't Django, is he? He definitely ain't Django. Django had no choice but to be hugged because he was fucking handcuffed to somebody. Django spent his whole life trying to get unhandcuffed. Lawrence Okolie spent his whole life trying to get handcuffed to somebody else. That's all Lawrence Okolie does during his fights. Handcuff the other boxer. How the fuck Lawrence Okolie got the nerve to send Eddie Hearn fucking shit calling himself Django? Comparing himself to slaves. Slaves fought their entire lives to free themselves from the shackles. All Lawrence Okolie trying to do is put himself in shackles. That's all Lawrence Okolie trying to do. Lawrence Okolie trying to put himself back in shackles. Jesus. Can you imagine Lawrence Okolie in the bedroom? Fucking hell. He's definitely... You know what he's into, don't you? Any of the girls out there who want a piece of Okolie, yeah? In Dubai with a whole load of Arabs. Anybody who's in there with Okolie, you must know. Any of the girls out there with Okolie, I hope you like being handcuffed. Any of the girls out there sleeping with Lawrence Okolie tonight after this fight, I hope you like being handcuffed because Lawrence Okolie loves a hug. He loves a clinch, didn't he? That man loves a clinch. He out here talking about fucking Django. Django spent a whole entire movie trying to get away from a man. What's he talking about? Lawrence Okolie, there's a rematch clause. Yeah, oh yeah, who's going to watch that? Well, listen, Ben Shalom's got to get it on, isn't he? What do you think? Ben Shalom's got to get it on. What do you think with the rematch? Because Chris Billiam Smith doesn't do anything. Or mind you, that's what I'm talking about. The man just brought out 15,000 to watch him fight for a PE world title in the middle of Bournemouth. So maybe this is the route that boxers have got to go now. What are we going to do? World title fights in Bournemouth. World title fights in Bournemouth. Chris Billiam Smith, hey, match him carefully. Otherwise, he won't be world champion for very long. Match him very carefully, or he won't be a world champion for very long. I'm just going to be honest with you. Very, very strong, very, very built, great physique, plenty heart, plenty determination, very gutsy. Took a load of big shots from Okolie tonight. His face was absolutely destroyed tonight from taking endless right hands from Okolie. Okolie couldn't Okolie was landing right hand. Honestly, to be honest with you, I thought Okolie was going to stop this boy right until the end of the fight. Honestly, I thought Lawrence Okolie was going to win this fight by stoppage right until because he was landing that right hand at will. Great advice from Shane in the corner. I thought Shane McGuigan was giving him great advice, but he's a very, very limited fighter. Shane in the corner was telling him things like, he was worried because he could see that Okolie was going to time him off the jab. He could see every time he was stepping in behind the jab, Okolie was going to throw the right hand off his jab and nail him with it. And he was saying stuff like, because he was stepping in so much, he was saying, don't bring your head in with the jab. Because he was stepping in, he was taking big steps in with the jab. So obviously, taking a step in with the jab, your head follows in with the jab and you bring your head into range. And that's why he was telling him in the corner, don't follow the jab with your head. And he was telling him to move his head and keep moving it to his right, away from Okolie's right. And he was telling him the right things, actually. But for me, he's very, very, very limited. Yeah, Shane was giving the ref. Well, that's what he did tonight, complaining to the fucking ref. That's what you get given world titles for. You can't, if that fight ain't in Bournemouth, I don't believe that Chris Billiam Smith will be a world champion. I'm just going to be honest with you. Sean O'Hare says, watching Okolie's purgatory. What a boxer going to do with Okolie? What's Ben Shalom going to do? He went and fucking blew his load, trying to free Lawrence Okolie. Went to his Abbey National and took out a fucking happy saver loan, trying to free Lawrence Okolie out of that matchroom contract. Free Lawrence Okolie out of that matchroom contract. Let me tell you right now, Eddie Hearn will be going to sleep like a fucking baby. I also hear Lee Wood is about to become world champion, like I said he would. The night he lost the title, I said Lee Wood will. Yeah, here we go. He's dominated him. There you go. I did watch the fight because obviously I was watching the Okolie fight, but I knew Lee Wood was going to win that fight. I said the night he lost, I said he will correct that. The night he lost, you can go back and listen to the live when Lee Wood lost the fight. And I said, Lee Wood will take the rematch and he'll get that done. He'll get it done in a rematch. I've always backed Lee Wood to get that done. He boxed out of his skin first time around and got caught with a very, very lucky shot. Not the way it caught him, because he brought his gloves up. Lee Wood, he brought both his gloves up, so he actually covered himself, but he just clipped the front of his chin and wiped him out. Happens in the sport of boxing, but Lee Wood's the champion again, and deservedly so, one of the best boxers in Britain. Unlike Chris Billiam Smith. Let's have a look here. Chris Billiam Smith on his win versus Lawrence Okolie. I was sick in bed all week. I didn't eat from Tuesday to Thursday. I had no energy. Oh my God. I dedicate this to my mum, who's not very well. Well, I had no idea about that. And let me be the first to say, honest to God, from the bottom of my heart, Chris Billiam Smith, my prayers go out to you and my prayers go out to your mother, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Seriously, like, at the end of the day, you know, this show is all chat, but that's not chat. And I want to say to Chris Billiam Smith, you know, honestly, God bless you, Chris Billiam Smith, and God bless your mother. And I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that your mother pulls through and gets better, because nobody should have to deal with that. And to be honest, to go into a world title fight dealing with that speaks volumes about the kind of man he is. To go into a world title fight with that on your plate, I couldn't do it. I'm not man enough to do it. Listen, I'm not stupid. I am no man compared to Chris Billiam Smith. Yeah. But having said that, it was still a pity world title in my opinion. Let's have a look here. Lara just didn't. Well, shout out to you know who in the chat. So we've got somebody in the chat who's probably more tapped into boxing than I am. Yeah, knows the boxers, been to quite a few shows, knows a few inside things about boxing, right? And he told me about Lara months ago. And I mean months ago. He said to me that I think he went to one of Lara's fights. I think he went to Lara versus Warrington. And he messaged me and said, Ultra, this Lara guy is unbelievable. This guy is unbelievable, because they saw him basically. I think it was after the weigh-in, pizza, Coke. He was eating just shit. They couldn't believe what Lara was eating. They said, I think it was after the weigh-in with Warrington possibly. And someone sent me a message saying, I can't believe the way this guy eats. And he was down in burgers, pizzas, Cokes, whatever shit he could get his hands on. He was just nailing it in the run up to the fight. And he's been talking about Lara's diet for some time. He's been to a couple of his British fights and told me his diet is atrocious. And when the news came in that Lara hadn't made weight, he wasn't surprised at all, because, you know, he was saying that the guy eats shit. The guy absolutely eats shit. So the minute Mauricio Lara didn't make weight in the way he did, the writing was on the wall, wasn't it? The writing was on the wall that he wasn't going to win this fight for me. Yeah, Sean Medieval. No one questions Chris Billiam Smith's character. He's just not a great boxer. No, he's not. He's going to get, if he gets a ring with someone really good, he's going to get iced. But look, man, the thing about his mother, I have to say, I had no idea what went on with his mother. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to lay into him anymore after that, because, you know, he's got enough on his plate, yeah, without some fucking keyboard warrior laying into him on the biggest night of his career. So I think I'm not going to say anything more about Chris Billiam Smith in respect to that, because sometimes you have to know when to hold him and when to fold him. All right. So all the credit in the world to Chris Billiam Smith. Seriously. Let's move on to Okolie. But one person we can continue to keep giving a kick in is this idiot Okolie. So listen, I'm going to go back here to playing Pro Evolution Soccer in a minute, which is more important than watching the shit that is British boxing at the minute. What do you think about Okolie and Ben Shalom? What the fuck do they do? Nobody would want to watch Okolie now. They're saying it's a rematch clause. Is that right? Yeah. So Okolie's going to take it, yeah? Because Okolie can knock him out in a rematch, 100%. What do you guys think happens in a rematch? Listen, I'm the guy that told you on the night Lee Wood will win the rematch. I'm going to tell you right now, if Lawrence Okolie fights Chris Billiam Smith in a rematch, I would lump on Okolie to win the fight. Heavily. What do you guys think? Would you agree with that or disagree with that? Let me know in the comments. If there's an immediate contractual rematch and Billiam Smith can't get out of it, I'm going to pick Okolie to win the rematch. 100%. 100%. I'll pick Okolie in the rematch. You can see tonight. You can see tonight. You can see tonight. More in his locker. Ice Meister nearly getting banned saying Pez is trash. Ice Meister is out of his mind. Pez is the most realistic game there is. Never disrespect Pez on this channel, Ice Meister. And let me quickly tell you something, Ice Meister, about my Pro Evolution Soccer. My Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, not eFootball, which is crap. My Pro Evolution Soccer 2021 has over 500 gigabytes of patches. It's got a patch for everything. Do you know that my version of Pro Evolution Soccer has 1,000 stadiums? I have every single major stadium in Europe, every single kit, every single... FIFA doesn't even come close. FIFA's got about 20 stadiums. I've got literally 1,000 stadiums. that take up 400 gigabytes on my hard drive. And yes, it's just stadiums. It's not any of that Philip Schofield stuff. It's literally just stadiums. Name a stadium, I have it. I have 1,000. I have every kit. I've got kits that go back to the year 2000. I've got Barcelona kits that go back to the year 2000, not 2023 like FIFA. I've got 2023, 2022, I've got Barcelona's home and away kit from 1999. That's how much content I've got on this PES. It's the most modded version of Pro Evolution Soccer on the face of the earth. I'm telling you, the goal nets are modded. Everything's modded. The lot. It doesn't get more modded. If you like a screenshot to see a video of it, let me know. Because it looks like a broadcast. Ask Richard. It looks like a TV broadcast. I've got everything. The cameras are modded. The only thing that's not modded is fucking Lawrence Okolie's footwork. Let's have a look at these notes. Right, let's read these notes. You've already heard this before. Lawrence, it says, Ultra's notes on Lawrence Okolie. Falls into his shots. Jesus Christ. Just get rid of Sugar Ray. You're wasting Sugar Ray's time. Actually, Daniel, we had this conversation today about Kenilworth Road. I'm not sure if I've got Kenilworth Road, but I will check. But most of the major stadiums are in there. I'm not sure about Kenilworth Road, but I will check. But I had that chat with Richard today. Yeah, Okolie falling into his shots. Yeah, get rid of Sugar Hill. Wasting Sugar Hill's time. Okolie needs to go back to basics. Am I right or am I wrong? All this advanced stuff that he's trying to do with Sugar Hill. What's the point? What's the point when you keep falling into your shots? Am I right or am I wrong? You know, paying 10%, flying to America, doing all this fancy shit, running around in a fucking Kronk t-shirt. Have you seen this shit that Okolie's doing? Fucking around on Instagram in a fucking Kronk t-shirt. Learn basic footwork first. Learn how to throw a right hand, yeah, without falling in behind it. You can learn that in any gym in the UK. You don't need to fucking rock around in a Kronk t-shirt to do that. Can you see what I'm saying? Am I right? Am I wrong? You don't need to fuck around in Detroit wearing a fucking Kronk t-shirt. Come to fitness first. Am I right? Am I wrong, Lawrence Okolie? If you don't know how to throw a punch, yeah, without falling in behind your shots, come to fitness first. Come to white collar boxing. Come to ultra white collar boxing. Come to ultra white collar boxing, guys. You don't need to fuck off to and start fucking around in a fucking yellow and orange Kronk t-shirt, training in the gym with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury had the fundamentals of boxing down first, and then he went to Sugar Hill. You ever think about that, Okolie? You ever think about that, Okolie? What you say? What you say? You ever think about that? Tyson Fury learnt the fundamentals first, and then Sugar Hill was seasoning on top. Balance. Sitting down on punches. Proper kinetic chain when you punch. Hips, shoulders, legs, all working together in one kinetic chain. Sugar Ray added the seasoning on to Okolie, onto Tyson Fury. Lawrence Okolie don't have no seasoning. Let me explain it to you for all the ethnic minorities like myself in the chat, yeah? If I had to explain it to you in the chat, yeah? Let me explain it to you. This, yeah, is Tyson Fury. Let me explain to you right now, okay? The difference between Tyson Fury and Lawrence Okolie in a tone that everybody can understand it. Even those Muppets who only watch Matchroom cards. This is Tyson Fury. The man came already seasoned. He already had the Duns River seasoning on him. He already had the Nor Aramat on him. He already had the fresh thyme on him. Do you understand that? Lawrence Okolie, yeah, and then Sugar Hill just came in and added bits. That little nice browning that you see, that nice little Cajun browning that you see there. Sugar Hill added that. Sugar Hill just added the browning on it. Sugar Hill let him marinate for that extra half an hour. Sugar Hill left him in the pan for that 15 minutes longer, browned him off, gave him the finishing touches. Now let me show you Lawrence Okolie right now. This is the Lawrence Okolie, yeah. That's going to think. This is Lawrence Okolie right now. That's the difference. That's Lawrence Okolie right now. Coming out to slew them though. That's Lawrence Okolie. Sauce. You know what you need? Do you know what happens when you need sauce? When you need to put sauce on chicken when it's not seasoned. I'm a lion. You know what you need to do in it? That's why you need to put all that sauce on chicken in it when you're covering it in sauce to master taste because you're not seasoning it properly. Am I lie or am I not lie? Sauce. They call him the sauce, yeah, for a reason. for a reason. You know what I'm talking about. You don't put that chicken, you don't put no seasoning on that chicken. And you got to cover that shit in barbecue sauce to get away from the taste. And the man coming out to slew them. Slew them, my what? Slew what? Man needs to go in that gym and slew that footwork. I want to see Lara Okolie, yeah, in ultra white collar boxing. I want to see Lara Okolie start from the beginning, from scratch, from level 1. Wasted a good trainer's time. Wasted. And you know, remember Sugar Hill? What did he say? He done fly over to the UK and he said, nah, I'm not here for the Usyk Fury fight. I'm here to train Okolie. Well, what a fucking waste of time that was. Do you remember that? Press one if you remember that, though. Sugar Hill coming on. And he turning up. He turning up in the UK. Sugar Hill, are you here to train Fury for Usyk? No, I'm here to train Okolie. Man, what a fucking waste of time. Sack that Okolie off, man. Sack that Okolie off. Bambi legs Okolie. Moving like Savannah Marshall. Lawrence Okolie. Moving like Savannah Marshall. Sorry, Mrs. Ultra just sent me a text. Let me read it. This is Mrs. Ultra's text. Calmer, man, you're shouting. Oh, well, fuck the neighbours. Them and their damn kids always upstairs making noise anyway. And I'm pissed off. I'm in a bad mood. Why do you keep making me watch this shit? I don't want to watch it. I keep telling you. Why won't you guys leave me alone? All I want to do is play Pro Evolution Soccer all day for the rest of my life. That's all I want to do. I ain't got much long to live. All I want to do is play Pro Evolution Soccer all day long, every day. Why you got to make me watch this stuff? 2 guys hugging each other and 1 guy complaining. Why you got to make me watch this stuff, man? 2 men hugging in the ring. Looked like a fucking UNICEF advert, this did. Did it not look like a fucking UNICEF advert? 1 brother and 1, you know what, in the ring, hugging each other. What is this, man? What is this that you're making me watch? What is this? Do you know what I mean? What is this, man? Making me watch this shit. Knowing that Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. about to be a nat. You're making me watch this shit right here. We're 1 Daniel Dubois pullout from Usyk versus Wilder, and you're making me watch this absolute guff. Campbell Hatton out here. Where's Tony in the chat? But Campbell Hatton's out here knocking people out, spark out cold. Campbell Hatton, all of a sudden, he's a killer. Where are you, Tony? Tony, where are you, my brother? Where are you, Tony's reviews? I don't see you anywhere talking about your boy Campbell Hatton, who you call Hands of Foam. Where are you at, Tony, for your boy Campbell, Hands of Foam Hatton? All of a sudden, Campbell Hatton now knocking people out cold in the ring and making man in the ring do a chicken dance. This is a man who couldn't knock out. He couldn't knock out a wank. Campbell Hatton. 6 months ago, Campbell Hatton couldn't knock out a wank. Am I lying? Am I not lying? Tony come on and called this man Hands of Foam. He called the man Hands of Foam. This man now out here destroyed everything that moves. You want me to sit and watch this and not ask no questions? Where this man power come from? Where this man power come from? This man just done turned Super Saiyan in a boxing ring. Jesus fucking Christ, all of a sudden now this man just sparking people out. What's going on in this sport? What's going on in British boxing? Somebody explain this to me. Now, what is going on in British boxing? It's a disgrace, man. It's a fucking disgrace. Yeah, it's funny. Hands of Foam. This man, Hands of Foam. This man. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, have you got anything else that you guys want to talk about? Let me know in the comment section. If you got anything else, I think we've just about covered it there. I haven't watched the Leewood fight for obvious reasons there. Have we got anything else that we need to cover? Let me know. I'll read out a few more comments. Oh God, here we go. This will make you laugh. Right. This will make you laugh. Oh, Conlan. Oh man, I did see bits of it. I was playing Pez and I saw it, but it was what it was. Hold on, look, listen to this. Lawrence Okolie has declared that he intends to activate his rematch clause to fight Chris Billiam Smith for the WBO Cruiserweight World title again next. I think Lawrence Okolie is going to win that fight. What do you guys think? Just out of interest, who do you think wins that? Lawrence Okolie or Chris Billiam Smith? Who do you think wins the rematch? I've actually got Okolie winning that fight. Genuinely. I've got Okolie winning that fight. I think he makes the adjustments and he wins that fight. Just got to avoid the left hook. And that's it. Just got to avoid that left hook. He only got, for me, Okolie only got knocked down once legitimately in that fight. The other two, I ain't sure they're knockdowns. I've got Okolie in the rematch. Get a different referee in there. Ben Shawn needs to bring in Victor Lachlan. Victor Lachlan. Bring in Victor Lachlan, yeah, to sew it up for Okolie. Stop handing out pity world titles for people. This is a fucking sport, mate. This ain't a fucking egg and spoon race. Why they turn British boxing into an egg and spoon race? Man, they're just handing out world title belts to people who for fucking complaining. They're handing out world title belts for people for complaining. It's like give everybody a fucking trophy day, innit? Like, fuck, there has to be a winner and a fucking loser, man. What's going on here? Handing out world title belts for competing. Turning British boxing into a glorified sports day, isn't it? Turning British boxing into a glorified sports day. We're handing out participation trophies in the sport. Yeah, Daniel Campbell's bang on. Bring back A-star referee Ian John Lewis from the PBA. Yeah. Chris Billiam Smith tried to done complaints to Ian John Lewis. Ian John Lewis don't want to hear it. He don't give a shit. Bring Ian John Lewis back. He ain't got time for Chris Billiam Smith's complaining. He don't care. Lawrence Okolie could put a gun out in the middle of the ring and Ian John Lewis will let him pull the trigger. He don't give a shit. He don't care about fighter safety. I imagine Shalom will be on the phone to him as we speak. Get the PBA to sanction it. What's that organization that KSI does it under? The PBA. What's that thing that KSI? What's that sanctioning body that does the KSI fights? The PPA. Get the PPA to sanction Okolie versus Billiam Smith. Let these two fight to the finish, man. I tell you what, if I have to see this effing rematch, I don't want to see no complaining from Billiam Smith. You know what you signed up for, Billiam Smith. I don't want to see you laying on the ropes here, looking at the referee, no more complaining, all right? You know what you signed up for. You signed the rematch clause, and you know what you signed up for. You signed up for 12 rounds of straight hugging. You know what you signed up for. I'll tell you what, Chris Billiam Smith, all right? I'm really happy that you won the world title tonight for you and your mother, yeah? But if I see you on them ropes again complaining to the referee, looking at the referee and puppy dog eyes, yeah? I'm not going to have no sympathy for you. Riakapol Sparks CBS. It is looking, isn't it, like Blacks, AK, which is his drill name. Obviously, I'm an ethnic minority as well. But Riakapol at the minute is looking. Riakapol's sitting at home licking his lips, isn't he? What do you think? Press 1 if you agree. Press 2 if you disagree. Riakapol's just sitting around here licking his lips, mate. He's about to make a lot of money, yeah, cleaning out, yeah, some dusty closet of British cruiserweight boxing, innit? That's what and I don't even like Riakapol. Hand on heart. I don't even like Riakapol. But Riakapol right now sitting at home licking his lips. He's thinking, shit me, I'm about to make a lot of money cleaning both these brothers out, man. They're thinking, shit, I'm about to make a lot of money cleaning these two brothers out. Because he'll be watching Billiam Smith there coming square on there. Riakapol will be having sweet dreams, boy. Riakapol will be going to bed tonight with his teddy bear, yeah? Having dreams of Chris Billiam Smith walking in, yeah, squared up. Chris Billiam Smith more squared up than an IKEA cupboard. Chris Billiam Smith. The man turned up to the boxing looking like a flat pack of IKEA furniture. That's how squared up he was tonight. Chris Billiam Smith. He's boxing, yeah? Let me show you Chris Billiam Smith's instructions for boxing tonight. Chris Billiam Smith turning up in the ring tonight. Boxing like a fucking IKEA flat pack sofa. The man was that squared up in a boxing ring. You guys are making me. Let me say Chris Billiam Smith's instructions. There you go. That's the instructions that Shane McGuigan gave to Chris Billiam Smith in the ring tonight. Could the man have even been any more squared up tonight? If he was any more squared up, I could have put a clothes hanger on him and hung my clothes on him. That's how squared up he was. Billiam Smith. Fucking hell. WBO world champion. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it, man. I cannot believe it. Sean at Medieval saying Okolie called Riak a dickhead after the fight. Well, listen, Rakapor can punch, man. I didn't even know Rakapor Listen, when I watch Rakapor fights, I watch it quickly and switch off. I can't even remember how Rakapor boxes, but I know he can punch. And I know that when Okolie gets hurt, what's he gonna do? Ultra. Do you think Okolie has the worst fundamentals we've ever seen from a world champion? You know what they call Charles Martin the world's world champion of all time? You can't tell me that Lawrence Okolie is a better boxer than Charles Martin. You can't. You can't, can you? I'm serious. Like, British boxing has to be accountable. Like, we turned around, yeah, and we called Charles Martin the worst world champion ever, didn't we? Nah, Charles Martin's way better than fucking Okolie, bro. Are we agreeing with that or not? Charles Martin's levels above Okolie. Can you think of a worse world champion than Okolie? I'm trying to think of a worse champion out there. Let me ask you a genuine question now. I'm not taking the piss. I'm being genuinely honest, right? This is how bad Lawrence Okolie's boxing ability is, right? Let me ask you a genuine question. Genuinely, given that Okolie struggled against Chris Billiam Smith, yeah? Right? And Deji went 12 rounds with Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'm going to ask you an honest question in the Battle of the Brothers. Who do you think has better fundamentals? Deji or Lawrence Okolie? Because last time I watched Deji box, I would say Lawrence Okolie, footwork-wise, isn't on the same level as Deji. That's how bad Okolie's footwork is. I wouldn't trust Okolie against Deji from Misfits. That's the level of footwork we're talking in. This guy here, Deji. This guy, Deji, has got 12 better feet than Mayweather. He got better feet than Okolie. He went in the distance with Floyd Mayweather Jr. He knows how to throw a right hand without falling over himself. He knows how to fight on the inside without hugging. Did you see that sequence when Okolie was falling down and he was literally hugging Chris Billiam Smith by his knees? What was he trying to do there? Did you see that? What the fuck was Okolie doing? When Okolie was falling down and he was trying to drag Chris Billiam Smith to the floor with him. Do you know how bad that looked? You're a fucking world champion falling to the floor, trying to grab a fighter by his fucking knees, drag him down to your level. You guys think I'm joking? I honestly think Deji's got better feet than Lawrence Okolie. Do you know what? I think Dillian White might have better feet than Lawrence. Dillian White might have better feet than Okolie. I'm serious. Dillian White might have better feet than Okolie. Let me think about that one. I'll sleep on it. Let me sleep on that. Let me sleep on that. But yeah, White, Okolie, Deji. That's the kind of level we're talking about in British boxing at the minute. Hey, I'm off, yeah? I want you to think about tonight. And I want you to all go home and do some homework for me. I want you to all go home tonight and I want you to think about what the fucking guff that was served up tonight in an arena in front of 15,000 people in Bournemouth. Because Bournemouth's already a guff area anyway, let's be honest. I mean, I had the opportunity to move there and didn't want to move there. Bournemouth's guff to begin with, without adding on, yeah, that guff in front of 15,000 guffmeisters in the entire arena tonight. Let's just be honest, mate. I want you to go home as your homework tonight and I want you to think very clearly about the state of British boxing and the state of boxing in this country. What is going on in these gyms in Britain? What is going on in these gyms in the UK? Guys are becoming world champion, yeah? Tripping over themselves in a fucking ring. What do you think? Guys are becoming champion, yeah? Tripping over themselves in the ring. Take care of yourselves. Oh, and please hit the like button. I know I'm going to get smashed to bits, but please feel free to hit the like button. And please feel free to subscribe and support the channel. And Chris Billiam Smith, honestly, on a serious note, I want to say to Chris Billiam Smith, well done, mate. And like I said before, my heart goes out to you. And honest to Jesus Christ, I really hope that your mum gets better and pulls through. And congratulations for showing that you're a real man, because to fight under those circumstances takes tremendous courage. So Chris Billiam Smith, all the best to you and all the best to your family. Peace out.